Good morning, everyone from Cari Tells the Story. I hope you're having a wonderful and blessed, happy, terrific Tuesday. Today, we are going to be joined by my friend Franxcesca, and she's going to be sharing an amazing story, a personal story. And this is going to be kind of sensitive, a sensitive topic. So, those of you who know anyone who has been struggling with any kind of mental illness whatsoever, this would be the conversation that you may want to listen to. So, we are currently waiting for her to jump in. So, as we are, I just want to thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for joining us here at Cari Tells the Story today and previously. And for that matter, we do have some really cool topics that we're going to be discussing, not only Franxcesca today, but also we have Beth on Thursday of this week. We're going to be talking about cybersecurity and the economy. And then, of course, oh, here she is. She's coming in. So here we go. Here comes Franxcesca. Franxcesca, hello. Go ahead and take me off mute. Good morning, my friend. She's here. Franxcesca is here with us. Good morning, beautiful lady. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Thank you so much for joining us. I cannot hear you very well. I don't know if, let me see. Let me go ahead and turn up my speakers. Maybe that has something to do with it, potentially. I'll turn up my speakers. Go ahead and say,
Is that better?
it's so better. Yeah, it was
Okay.
probably just me. I just want to make sure that everybody can hear you. Good morning, everybody. Welcome, Franxcesca. You look beautiful. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing well, thank you. How are you?
Great, great. I love that background that you have behind
Thank
you. It looks
you.
very serene. I was
Yes.
just talking a little bit about our up and coming shows that we have going on today. Of course, Franxcesca today on Tuesday, and then we have Beth on Thursday, and then we have Cody on Sunday, and then we have Catherine, the author of a book, coming up next week. But let's get into it with Franxcesca. Franxcesca, thank you so much for joining us today here. We had a quick conversation yesterday when I saw you after a couple years. And we're just saying maybe you might want to share your experience, strength, and hope today, and just tell us a little bit about what you're doing and why you're doing it.
Okay, yeah. I am the executive director of my local NAMI. So NAMI stands for the National Alliance on Mental Illness, and it's a national nonprofit organization. And the organization provides resources, education, and support for individuals affected by mental health issues. And so it's for the person that's living with a mental health concern and also their family members. And
Gotcha.
that's what we offer support to.
Gotcha. Now, how long you been doing this?
Gosh, it's been about 6 or 7 years I've been involved with my local NAMI.
Well, thank you, Francesca, for your service because this is something that is very much touching every person's life in this nation and potentially all over the world. We're all dealing with either personally or someone that we know, maybe somebody that we work with that is struggling because the struggle is real. It is very real. So, how do you mind sharing a little bit about your journey and what brought you to this place and this occupation?
Sure. I got involved with NAMI when my son had a mental health crisis. He had just turned 18, and it was our first experience. He had to be hospitalized. And when we first went into the hospital, we met an officer at that time who was the vice president on the NAMI board. Um, and he told us a little bit about NAMI, gave us some resources, and it took me about mm, maybe about after I got my son settled, about a week or so until I dug out all the paperwork that they had been giving us and looked up and see what resources were available. And I saw that there was a class to take. So I registered for the class and, I joined. I remember the first day that I went to that class, it's called Family to Family. Um, I went in there and I just cried. And I was like, I don't know, how to do this. I didn't have any idea how to handle the aspect of, when your child is affected by a mental health concern. Um, and so, throughout that class, I gained strength, I gained understanding, um, I gained the ability to learn how to support my son on his journey. Um, and I also came away with the knowledge that not everybody was as fortunate as me to be introduced to NAMI within the, first moments of dealing with this. And I met people that had been supporting their loved ones without any support themselves for 10 years.
Mm.
Um, and they were just learning about NAMI. And so I kind of, from that point, I got to know the leaders and I really wanted to be involved and support them and what they were doing. Um, I took the class a second time and I got involved kind of helping out, like taking care of their website. And I then became a leader myself because I wanted to be able to offer the same experience that I had. So that's what I did, and I was a leader for a couple of years, and then I had the opportunity to step into the position that I am now. So, and for me, it's been rewarding because um, just knowing that I'm able to help offer the same resources, same guidance, same support, and
Mhm.
talking to parents who are just starting their journey.
Right.
And I meet a lot of people that have the same story. One day my child just was triggered, and
Mm.
I don't know what happened, and I don't know if I can do this. And
Mm.
I can just I share my story and how I felt, and let them know it's okay. You can do this. And I give them the resources and I share with them about our classes and I share with them about our support groups and let them know that there's other parents because a lot of times you do feel alone. Um, because of the stigma. We don't often talk about it a lot. We don't share as parents supporting their loved one. We don't share what we're going through. As somebody that is dealing with the mental health concern, they don't reach out. So that stigma keeps a lot of people held back from being able to reach out
Mm.
to the resources that are available.
Wow. That is amazing. I mean, first of all, thank you for your service. You're courageous, you're brave. You're making a difference in so many people's lives. And, yesterday, by happenstance, and I call it a miracle, we reconnected. And May, tell us a little bit about May. What is so important about May? Can you share about that?
Yeah, so May is actually Mental Health Awareness Month. So during the month of May, you would want to wear the color green to support people who have mental health challenges, people that are supporting their loved one, and just kind of you see somebody wearing green or even a shirt that says mental health awareness, mental health is important, um, just to let people know that you're an advocate. Talk about mental health awareness, share your story. But it is a month to um, be proud because I think that living with mental health, supporting somebody living with mental health, it's a journey. And to be proud of yourself that you are on that journey,
Mhm.
and you have the strength to continue on that journey with your loved one,
Absolutely.
or as
Absolutely. And
as
when you were
someone too.
talking just now about that, I was thinking to myself, you think about the wellness movement. You think
Mhm,
about maybe 20 to 40 years ago, there really wasn't a wellness movement going on. There were just
mhm,
people that were going and getting treatment for symptoms, right? But
Mhm.
now, with the NAMI Association and the May International Mental Health Awareness Month, people are now, I guess it's a situation where people could literally go in and say, you know, this is a month that I need to appreciate all of the resources that we have, including NAMI, and really kind of do a deep dive just for our information so that we could be more sensitive, more kind, more informed, and how to be that compassionate advocate, because sometimes, yeah, hey, we don't know what we don't know. Let's be honest. We
Right.
don't know what we don't know. So if we don't know and we don't have understanding and we don't have compassion because we don't know there is a potential person in our circle or our life that's going
Mhm.
through something that maybe they don't even know they're going through, right? If
Right.
we kind of educate ourselves and allow ourselves to be informed about this situation that is really going on. It is a situation that is going on because we're living in a world that is full of trauma. I mean, constantly, especially with the news, especially with things that are happening all over
Mhm.
the world, we have access to all this information like we didn't used to. So
Mhm.
people every single day can just click on their phone and see trauma. And so
Right.
we have to prepare ourselves for this and be able to maintain a lifestyle of peace and serenity, and have solutions and have these resources that we could go to, because like you say, triggers can happen for whatever reason, and then it could send people spiraling, and we need to know what to do. We need to know how to respond, for ourselves and for other people. So, how today, if there's somebody out there that's watching us today on Cari Tells the Story and who is like, oh, yes, I see these things in my life, or I see these things in other people's life that I care about, what would you recommend they do as a call to action, as a recommendation for them to take those first steps, kind of like what you did? What would you recommend they do today?
Sure. I would really encourage those to go to NAMI.org. NAMI is a great resource. You're going to find the ability to search up different mental health diagnoses. You'll see the symptoms. You'll see, how, how to help somebody, how to help yourself. There's lots of resources there for parents. There's resources for veterans. There's You can also locate your local NAMI. So NAMI is in all states. Um, and what's really neat about NAMI is that we do virtual support, virtual classes. So, you'll look up your local NAMI. You'll learn about the classes that we offer. If you're not too close to your local NAMI, look in the next state. We are very welcoming to people joining us from out of state. I really do believe that the more support, the more strength that we have, that we're able to give, the stronger our loved ones will be. And just for them to know that their family members are um, advocating for them, but also wanting to learn about what they're going through and not judgmental about what they're going through.
For sure.
Um, it's mental health is looked at differently for whatever reason than physical health, but it's really the same.
Really.
It's an illness just like having high blood pressure, just like having, any other ailment. So we need to get to that thought process that it's just something that we just need to deal with and take care of, just like we take care of any other health issues. But definitely NAMI.org is a great resource to go to. Check out your local NAMI and join a support group, join an education class, but not only for those of us that are either supporting someone with a mental health concern or living with a mental health concern. I really do encourage everybody to look into the resources that NAMI has, get familiar with that, get familiar with what mental health, mental illness, what that looks like, because you never know when you're going to be talking to somebody who shares something with you and they need the resource and they don't know about NAMI. NAMI is very important. I do stress to get to know those resources before you need them. Because in those moments, we're busy trying to support our loved one and going through figuring out what they need, doctor's appointments, stuff like that, that we can't always think to reach out. So if we know it's there before we need it, I think that everybody will be better equipped. And knowing how to support someone that they love or care for.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more, Francesca. I mean, I just think just knowing, having this conversation with you today and allowing these millions of people that are watching us today to be able to know there is a resource that is available. It's an organized organization.
Yeah.
And so people are coming alongside and they're saying, look, they're rolling up their sleeves. They're saying, hey, I don't know, but I want to know and I want to be a part of the solution because there is a problem. And the stigma has got to be eradicated today, absolutely, forever. I mean, people need to welcome with open arms people who are hurting because, hey, we all know hurt people hurt people. And we do not want to assist in that. Okay, we want to assist in the solution. We want to assist in, hey, hurt people are around us and it may be us, and we have a solution for you today. Come alongside of us, come along, be part of the solution, and inform yourself. Inform yourself. Just like you said, we have to inform ourselves. We have to know that NAMI is there for us,
Mhm.
NAMI.org, right? NAMI.org.
Hmm.
Easy. That is so easy.
Yes.
Everybody
Yes.
write it down, NAMI.org, just for you, just for your information. You never know. Somebody today might be struggling and suffering in silence. And we do not want people to suffer in silence anymore,
No.
especially with May being the International Month of Mental Health Awareness. Mental
Yes.
health. Let's be healthy mentally. We
Yes.
can achieve this together as a family.
Yes. And one
Absolutely.
thing, yeah, and what I also want to share about NAMI, which I think is a really strong aspect, is that we're a peer-led organization. So when families come to us, when the person themselves dealing with the mental health condition, they're met with somebody who has also walked in those steps. It's very comforting to know that you're speaking with somebody who understands the dynamic of supporting a loved one, who understands the dynamics of living with a mental health concern, what that looks like, what that walk is in society, and just not be judged and feel very comfortable to, talk about the, daily ongoings of, what happens in our home that we tend to want to keep private. But you can come to one of our
Yeah,
meetings and, talk about, what your day was
I
like.
love that.
And not only what your day was like, hear how somebody else's day was the same. And
Mhm.
it's not unnormal. It's actually
Right.
very normal, you
Right.
know, um, and drop the shield that you have and just kind of let that roll off your shoulders and talk about how did you deal with it? How did I deal with it? Get some
Mhm.
ideas, get some tips, and walk away a little bit stronger, a little bit more confident, and know that okay, I'm doing good. I'm doing okay, and I'm going to be okay. My loved one's going to be okay.
I love
And
it.
I think being a peer-led organization is very important aspect of what NAMI does.
Agreed. 100%. Absolutely. Well, Francesca, it's been such a blessing visiting with you today. And may I ask you, could we potentially have you back?
Yes, I'd love to.
Good, because
Yes.
I will say that I'm going to be launching a Wellness Wednesday. And so I have a few people in mind, and I would definitely like to incorporate you as one of my Wellness Wednesday friends that can come in and just have
Oh,
a
sure.
quick discussion. Okay, so we will let you guys know
Yeah.
out there. When Cari tells a story, has Franxcesca back and when we're going to have her back. And Franxcesca, thank you so much for your time today. And you have a wonderful day. And for everybody out there in Substack and YouTube and Facebook land, thank you so much for joining us today at Cari Tells a Story with Franxcesca. Y'all have a wonderful and blessed, terrific Tuesday. Thank you so much.
Thank
Y'all have a
you.
great day.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.